All right, this is... So, I've realized that this is like the third video from this character that I've commented on, and I'm not trying to like... You know, I'm not trying to like start shit, but you know, it's like... there seems to be a pattern here, and I'm just kind of... It's kind of difficult not to make these comments, you know, and I guess like the inherent nature of having like reaction streams and, you know, making content on the internet, it kind of just inevitably turns into this sort of thing. But I just... Okay, so let's start out here, because the reason I'm watching this is because of... Oh my god, how old is this? They just pump out fucking... This is just insane. There's a lot of channels that have this formula. Tim Pool and David Pakman both have like the text and all that on it. So how do I search? I can search like this. So if we search tar... Yeah, here we go. So the reason I'm watching this is because of this title and thumbnail. She just wrecked them. Woke losers, says Kate Blanchett's character in Tar, I guess, even though this just looks like a photo of her on, you know, promoting something. But and then we have triggered SJW image from what, 2014, 15? Still very getting that mileage out of it. We have the title, Kate Blanchett destroys woke... every single fucking letter is capitalized. Woke identity politics in Hollywood with viral clip from new movie Tar. And Tar, you know, you could have just copied and pasted the title of Tar, because right now the title is incorrect right here, because there's supposed to be an accent on the A. But it's really kind of fascinating to me that this is a huge chunk of film and media discussion now, is like literally just exactly this shit. You know? Like film is now like just cancer, you know? So we're going to see what this is. We're going to see what he has to say. Maybe there'll be some insightful commentary here.
It seems like
I'm blocking him. There we go. Voice crack. Shoes. All right.
Identity politics has infested nearly every...
Okay, so from the font... Okay, I was about to say, from the font alone, I can tell this is a Breitbart article, and then you can actually tell down here it is also painfully obvious it's Breitbart. This is very... There's a lot of, like, really fun freeze frames for this guy's face. It's fun. I like your channel, actually. Never mind. I take back everything I've ever said.
Aspect of our day-to-day lives, and people are sick and tired of it, especially in the entertainment industry. Hollywood has been pushing this for years. So when you see something that has a contrary narrative to that, when you see something from Hollywood, from the entertainment...
He's got a lot of fucking energy. You know... He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. He is certainly inspiring people.
Industry that pushes back on the concept of woke identity politics. Everybody's going to pay attention, and that's exactly what happened with Kate Blanchett in from her new movie Tar that is going absolutely viral because she brings it all to the forefront in this scene.
His mannerisms kind of like remind me of Darman a little, you know, like just he's kind of like, he's very animated. Someone call him over animated, actually. He's very... In this scene, he's like very bouncy.
In a clip from
In the clip, like lots of hand, like I don't know how I could just do that. Although I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. I like the red and blue aesthetic. It's kind of interesting. Half your room's blue, half your room's red.
From her new movie Tar that is going absolutely viral.
It's going absolutely viral.
Because she brings it all to the forefront in this scene.
I just want... Oh, that's not something on top of his head. That's the weird, tall, weird gamer chair thing he's got going on. Okay.
Cate Blanchett in Tar dismantles woke identity politics. Don't be so eager to be offended.
He's so bouncy. Is that on his head? Sorry, no. The whole chair's bouncing. I'm just so confused by what's happening there. I wish this was in 4K. I wish this video was in 4K. Can you upload it in 4K, please? Thank you.
Dismantles woke identity politics. Don't be so eager to be offended. And in this movie, Cate Blanchett plays a conductor and a composer. And in the scene, she's talking to her students. And when she asks what they think about a certain composer, they say, well, you know, I don't know because straight white male. And she proceeds to absolutely obliterate them. Let's get into this article here. In a new movie talk.
So I want to know, when was this uploaded? November 2022. Okay.
Cate Blanchett plays renowned orchestra conductor and composer whose unchecked ego leads to her ultimate downfall. But the movie isn't entirely unsympathetic to its monstrous heroine. In one scene, she holds a masterclass where her ideas about music collide with her students' woke identity politics, and the results are ugly. The scene shows Lydia Tarr, Cate Blanchett, teaching a Bach piece to her students. When she asks the student what he thinks of the piece, he replies, and let's just get into the clip. Now, there's a little bit to this, and it goes on, so we're going to let it play.
So this is literally, he's just playing. I was wondering, okay, so this is so interesting, because I was thinking, like, okay, did the film production itself, did they, like, upload this entire scene as part of the marketing? Because I thought it wasn't out on, like, Blu-ray or digital in November 2022. And now I can tell, oh, this is like a cam recording? Or is that someone recording their screen? Is that a recording of a theater or a screen? We're about to find out. This is really interesting.
But she's sitting there playing.
I love absolutely based. This is so funny.
Johann Sebastian Bach to him, and this was his response.
Now, the big question.
See, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this as an opportunity to kind of like comment about the film itself. So I love the performance with this character, like just so clearly like fidgety and like his, you know, the shaky knee, just like so uncomfortable that she even like asked him to like sit in front of the class and everything. And, you know, she's so intent and focused on her piece. And you can tell that she really cares and she really has like a like passion for what she's doing, despite... I'm not going to spoil the movie. It's my favorite movie of 2022. I got to watch it a second time for sure, but great movie. And there's like just a lot to soak in terms of like performances and cinematography. I think most of this scene was like one long unbroken shot. Most of it, but I don't remember. It was like a long scene. This is just a tiny snippet of it, but yeah.
Is what do you think, Max?
You play really well. But nowadays, white male cis composers, just not my thing.
Don't be so eager to be offended.
Oh yeah, that's such a like that aggressive sort of like intruding in on his space in a way. You know, she's like very controlling. It's like in her character, you know, like it's all in the physicality of their performances. Like that's something that separates a lot of let's just say good movies from great movies, is how physical the performances get. And this is not just something that needs to be paid attention to by actors, but it's something that needs to be paid attention to a director. If the entire movie everybody's giving great physical performances, it means that the director really fucking cared and that they really noticed. And that's a part of what's on screen, right? It's a part of how you use the space in the frame. And I think that's a really important feature of performances and filmmaking that often gets overlooked. And it's very incredibly well made film.
The narcissism of small differences leads to the most boring conformity.
The narcissism of small differences leads to the most boring conformity. And this is very reflective of what we see on current college campuses. It's even reflective of what we...
Oh, that is that his hair, or is he just I can't tell what's going on. There's this tiny, like, little bit over here where I can't tell if it's, like, his hair, if he's got something, like part of his skull's coming off, or, like, if the chair is the back of the chair and he's just bouncing so much that the whole thing's, like, kind of like... I don't understand what's happening. I'm just so confused.
This is very reflective of what we see on current college campuses.
Oh, it is his hair. Oh my god. There's like one really funny cowlick. That's really good. I was so confused for a while. Oh my god. We gotta slow-mo this. Sorry.
And
oh my god.
This is
when he gets really bouncy.
Very reflective of what we see on current college campuses.
Oh yeah, that's a big cowlick.
It's even
whatever you want to call it.
Reflective of what we've seen, the attacks that are on basically anything that can be considered of European origin. When you look at classical music, those things have been said, especially taught at college campuses in recent years. This is a little bit of pushback on that.
But they're still teaching classical music, like they're still teaching it. Even if they add like a little bit of context to it, like even if, let's say, the professor has their own perspective about, whether or not they agree with like the lifestyles or history or attitudes of, any individual composer at the time, they're still teaching the music too. You can take anything with a grain of salt. I don't think that that's inherently wrong. It's not like they're like, no more Bach. Bach is canceled. It's not like that's happening, right? You still learn music, like classical music. It is a bunch of like prehistoric white dudes. It is, and if this one individual is like turned off of it because of that, his loss. But there's a lot of people that get turned off of, like, I don't know, a black main character in a movie. So it's like, to each their own. It's your loss if it's like a good movie, if it's a good song.
Like Perez is okay. I mean, no, like Akana, anyway.
Oh, well, then you must be aware that Perez once famously stated that jazz was a Negro product exploited by the Jews.
Uh-oh.
The problem with enrolling...
So I think this was, okay, yeah, this was like, wow. Whoever uploaded this to Twitter...
But you see...
Oh, no, he made a cut. Okay, he made a cut. He might have cut it out for, like, Content ID, or maybe... So we've cut out the entire flow and pacing of, like, the filmmaking here. We've cut out, like, the tone. We've cut out the atmosphere, and we're left with purely just, like, the political scoring points that may or may not be misinterpreted from, like, the goals of the film. Which is just kind of funny that this is what art is now, and this is not just like this. From what I understand, this commentator mostly talks about media, right? They don't. I don't think that they're. Well, I don't know. I've only ever seen 3 videos from them, and they've talked about like movie shit, right? So it's just kind of interesting that this is like what you're left with. Like this is like the takeaway from a piece of art. This is kind of interesting.
Negro product exploited by the Jews. But you see, the problem with enrolling yourself as an ultrasonic epistemic dissident is that if Bach's talent can be reduced to his gender, birth, country, religion, sexuality, and
She deserved the Oscar for this one. She's fucking awesome. So yeah, I think this was all done in one shot, which you can't tell because of how he edited the video, but yeah, from what I remember watching this. Fuck, I loved watching this in a theater too. Damn. I'll watch the 4K Blu-ray at some point. I really want to watch this again. It's really good.
so on. Then so can yours. Someday, Max, when you go out into the world and you guest conduct for a major or minor orchestra, you may notice that the players have more than light bulbs and music on their stands. They will also have been handed rating sheets, the purpose of which is to rate you. What kind of criteria would you hope that they would use to do this? Your score reading and stick technique, or something else?
I love how awkward and silent the rest of the class is. Look at their individual postures too. I feel like this the extras in this film, the way that they're kind of like holding themselves right now as she's like walking across the room. Like, I don't think that this is incidental. I think that he's like literally kind of just like hunched over his cello, kind of like gripping it. I think that these student characters were given specific direction on how to sit during this scene, and it really does benefit the film.
Stick technique, or something else?
It's the perfect way to throw back. Again, I don't know what Cate Blanchett's actual beliefs are on this stuff. I have no fucking idea. I know this clip is going viral, though, because it resonates with a lot of people. The idea, what she said before, if you're going to decide, how important someone is, or if we should respect that person or whatever, based on their gender, based on their sexuality, based on their skin color, based on their nation of origin, based on their sexuality.
Well, she's a complex character. This is like, it's interesting because we're getting a very black and white take from a movie that I think is intentionally supposed to be nuanced, right? Like there's a lot of depth to her character. She's not just, like, oh, I'm a bad person, or oh, I'm a good person, right? Like it's a very complex character study, and that's what makes it such a great character, and what makes it such a great film. And it's interesting to me. Like I think it's funny that it becomes like a part of like a political SJW conversation now, because then like every ounce of nuance is kind of just lost now in this. It turns into a very black and white conversation, at least from the people that are, just going like, wow, based, you got owned. And then it's like, you're going to watch the movie? Do you want to watch the movie? Does it look like a good movie? Does it look like a movie you would want to see based on the filmmaking? Like the acting and the camera work? Or does it, are you just kind of like hoping that like the whole movie will be like, we just owned them? Like, I don't know. Like, this is my type of movie. I fucking love this movie.
Well, then people are going to do the same exact thing to you. And this little bitch right here in the movie has an
wow. Just calling him a bitch.
interesting response.
All right, everyone. Using
This little bitch.
Max's criteria, let's consider Max's thing. In this case, Anna Bobazdal.
Oh, I love that little nose scratch too, because like these tiny little details about like a physical performance, like it would be the type of thing that like you'd almost think like as an actor you want to avoid that type of movement, like, or if you're directing a scene, like you want to avoid something like a nose scratch, like your nose gets itchy, like just ignore it. But it seems like just such a natural, real thing in that pause in the conversation that it had to have been like a rehearsed nose scratch too, right? Or at least the way that she performed it really feels not incidental. It really feels like very intentional and controlled. Just tiny things like that. I love just the details,
This thing. In this case, Anna Bobazdal.
Yeah, just like she breathes this character. You can like, oh my god, she's so great in this.
Max's criteria, let's consider Max's thing. In this case, Anna Bobazdal.
Yeah, just those couple seconds of how she looks, kind of like scratches her nose, and like the positioning of her eyebrows, even like it's just none of it feels like an accident in any way at all.
Criteria, let's consider Max's thing. In this case, Anna Bobazdal.
Yeah, you can almost see her like kind of rolling her eyes a bit, like she's getting like kind of. she has like this self-important status that she kind of breathes into this character, and she likes to, you can tell she thinks very highly of herself, and she does that in a way where she feels as though like, yeah, I've earned this, like I deserve it, like, you know, she's the professor here too, right? Like earlier in the film, like all of her achievements are listed, and so you feel like she's really like, yeah, I'm powerful, I'm the boss. But then, yeah, there's like a very manipulative side to her character as well.
Now, can we agree on 2 pieces of observation? One, that Anna was born in
Look at her. Look at this posture. I love it. Look at this posture. This is very, very. You compare it to like Blue Jasmine. You know, insanely different postures. Like even when you're not necessarily making movements as an actor and doing something like explicit or over animated, or animated, even just your like sort of natural resting position, to really consider that and how it would be like different than how you would conduct yourself normally is really interesting to think about, and it's very clearly considered for this film.
Pieces of observation. One, that Anna was born in Iceland, and 2, that she is, in a Waldorf teacher kind of way, a super hot young woman. Show of hands. All right, now let's turn our gaze.
That fucking, like, look at, this is perfect. I love this performance. Look at the way she like licks her lips and everything. It's just like, she knows she's the boss. She's in control. She's kind of just like going through the motions. She's confident, you know? She looks like she's had some coffee or something, you know?
And 2, that she is, in a Waldorf teacher kind of way, a super hot young woman. Show of hands. All right,
love it.
Let's turn our gaze back to the piano.
I love that the show of hands happened. Just like some kids didn't even like.
Teacher kind of way, a super hot young woman. Show of hands. All right, now let's turn our gaze back to the piano bench up there and see.
So natural, and he's back to like his knee shaking. I wonder when that started again.
Kind of way, a super hot young woman. Show of hands.
It's like very subtle.
All right, now let's turn our gaze back to the piano bench up there and see if we can square how any of those things possibly relate to the person we see seated before us. Where are you going?
You're a fucking bitch.
And you are a robot. I mean, unfortunately, the architect of your soul appears to be social media. You want to dance?
I love that she does this, and I love that she feels compelled to continue talking down to him as he's leaving, because she kind of gets off on this like, oh yes, you're leaving, and like she knows that she's winning in this scenario, like socially. She knows that she's still in control, and she still feels like that bit of narcissism and self-importance to be able to like, yeah, that's right, you run, but not essentially say that, but still appear very like, you know, astute, educated, and like professional, but essentially just saying that like just behind more vocabulary.
Appears to be social media. You want to dance to mass?
She has to have like the last word, which is like really interesting and very realistic. Like there's lots of people like this.
You must service the composer.
The architect of your soul.
But you can look at this like moment in her eyes here, where like verbally and how she's trying to present herself as a character, she does exhibit this sort of like, I'm sort of telling you to get out of here. I win this conversation. I have the last laugh. I have the final say. I'm going to speak loudly, essentially to everyone, but at you at the same time. But you can see in her eyes that there's something about this interaction that has made her upset. You can see, this is what makes a great performance, is not just seeing what you can tell about the character, but what you can tell about what the character's trying to hide. Right? Like that's a fun thing to think about. Like look at how she's trying to hold back her feelings of insecurity, and you can kind of see it poke through at the end of this shot.
Service the composer.
You can see, look at that expression right there. It says so much. Where like by the end of it, there's something that went, the gears started turning in her head, And as she's realizing that he's like actually leaving, and you know, this is kind of like a weird scenario to have in front of all these kids or not kids, adults, students, to have in front of all these students. Like some of them might just be like kind of like, I don't know, like weirded out. They might not be on her side about it. Like they, you know, did she do something wrong here? It seems like she's kind of like internally trying to consider that might be a possibility, and the potential, I don't know, consequences might be kind of poking through in her mind at this moment, where she starts to realize essentially what has happened in the scene. It's just a tiny
Ask, you must service the composer.
You can the expression. It's there's a difference there, you know.
Service the composer.
You can tell that she's bothered by it. I love it.
The architect of your soul seems to be social media. Now, this is just
this is a really, I think that this is a really interesting thing we've done, because now what we've done here is we've kind of like Inception done. This is like an Inception reaction kind of thing, where I'm like talking about the movie. We have like two different characters. We have me and we have this guy, and we're both watching the exact same thing, and we're both soaking in completely different things about the movie. And that's why art is so interesting and special, is because you can value different things about a film. You can value different things about a piece of media, right? And no one's inherently like objectively correct about what they value. You can enjoy different things for different reasons, but I think that's really, it's just, this was kind of an interesting, fun little experiment, right? You know, if people, who was it that sent me ContraPoints, like, oh, ContraPoints didn't like Tar. Like, who cares? ContraPoints is clearly looking for different things in a movie, right? Natalie, I think her name is. You know, just because I love something doesn't mean everybody has to, like, I don't care if this guy doesn't like the movie. I don't care if he doesn't like, he seems to love it based on this scene. I wonder if he's seen the whole thing yet and what he thinks of it, actually. But, yeah.
One clip from a full-length movie. I have no idea of all the context surrounding it, but there is no doubt.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Man, I'm so interested. Did this guy watch the movie eventually? Is my real question. And I want to know what he thinks of it.
That right now, a lot of people were talking about this clip because it's just not super common to see something from the entertainment industry that comes out that is putting
that. You know why it's not common to see? Because you never expose yourself to any kind of a media diet where you would understand that there's films outside of the things that are just explicitly advertised to you. See, like, people can enjoy different movies for different reasons. That's fine. I just find it so odd when people talk about the landscape of movies and it's so clear that they only have seen like just superhero movies and like Avatar and like just the big shit that comes out. Like, yeah, of course, no wonder you think all movies are shit. No wonder you think all movies are bad. Like, you don't expose yourself to like any of the interesting artists out there, you know? But it's like, I just don't know if they would even enjoy the type of things that I would at that point. So like maybe there's like no hope for them, you know? I don't know. I would love to talk about, I would love to check out Todd Field's other stuff, yeah.
Woke nonsense, woke identity politics on full display and completely and totally dismantling it. Let me know what you think about this clip with Cate Blanchett and her new movie Tar in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there.
When you've created an outro and you've said it so many times that it's no longer you can't like enunciate anything properly, and you're just like flying like. Listen to this, is so funny.
Clip with Cate Blanchett and her new movie Tar in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications.
Ring a bell for the notifications.
Share this video out there.
Shit this video out. He definitely says shit this video out there.
Like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Share this video out there.
I think he was supposed to say share this video out there. He definitely said shit this video out there. It's not a bad idea.
Button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
That was fun.
Watching, everyone.
Oh my god, that was great. That was a good idea. That was a good. I think that was like a fun little substantive detour we had. You know, that was fun. I like that. That was good.
Hey guys, it's May of 2023, so here's my current $5 and up patrons. Dawn, EasyGame69, Nico Fuentes, Joel999, Wriggle Moss, Speak of the Joker, Josh Jones, Gully Duffy, Sammy Newton, Orange Juice Slurper has divorced Rock and is now married to Shotaro Kaneda from groundbreaking 1988 animated film Akira, Yep, Caden Mack, Charisma, The Super One Player, Zachary Kane, Gillyflower, Mandelbro, Purple Fire, Gabriel Herrera, Hoofido, and Lemonade Warrior is participating in the hit video game Among Us and is considered the encroacher. Stay safe out there.